Sideline of fall. Lakewood's doing it. They're gonna take. He's gonna bring down 30. Almost with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive. Wait, 2 seconds left. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it out. Oh my God! On three. They're all dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's day number 12 here for the Summit 2 by G2A.com European Division, and we're going to move on forward here to game number 5, and it's a big one. What many would have considered the El Clasico, the big one. This would have been a main event. It was the TI3 main event, the big show. Navi going to be taking on Alliance. Going to be joining by my side remotely once again, but also live in the studio here in his spiffy suit, looking stiff as ever, is Mr. F4L. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm definitely excited for this one.
Yeah, this is great. I am definitely looking forward. I don't want to hold too much back, so why don't we just go ahead and get right into the draft? I don't want to, wait too long on this one. People deserve to know what the hell we're going to be dealing with, and it's Navi US who do get the first pick, and they're taking advantage of that. Grab that prize. Fancy-looking man, the Skywrath Mage. And during their banning phase, they got rid of the Brew. They got rid of also Mr. Ogre Magi. And on Alliance, they get rid of the Faceless Void, and they also remove the Bat Rider. So first picks I'd naturally throw out, Death Prophet, Centaur War Runner. What else is out there? I don't know. We're probably going to see a very common early picking phase.
One of Alliance's illusion heroes, Terrorblade or Naga.
Terrorblade or Naga. Though I do have to say, it seemed like there was a bit of a period there where they were falling back into their old 4 Protect 1 days, and it seemed like it was working pretty good, and then it kind of fell off again. And then they started pulling out some other stuff that kind of worked pretty nicely. It was yesterday when they went up against Secret, and they had the Bristleback Core by Loda, and they did manage to pull it back. Now, it's hard to really say if it was more Secret, kind of got a bit careless in a couple of plays, but overall, Alliance looked pretty damn good in that one, and they were definitely the underdogs. I mean, as far as how their record currently goes here in the Summit 2, they are at 2-5. They're near the bottom. Only
they're 2-5.
11 of 12. So it's tough. And if anyone was curious for Navi, they're 2-1. So they have a lot of games still to play, but they don't get the pleasure of going out to Star Ladder, unfortunately. That just seems a bit weird to not hear Navi and Star Ladder go together, unless they're actually already
considering
there.
they won.
Yeah.
Like 5 in a row or something crazy.
Yeah. It was all Navi all day, but things have changed, obviously, with the newer recruitments of FNG and Vance Score, and of course Kuroki and Puppy parting ways, and now joining up with Team Secret, who look fantastic. They're 5-1. They're at top, the number 2 spot right now. They're still trying to find their own formula, but you can kind of say the same for Alliance. So it's just funny how the tables have turned after just like 2 seasons of Dota. But here we are, and Alliance, they get a hold of the Wisp and the Centaur War Runner.
Yep, definitely excellent picks. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to pair with the Wisp and what bans Navi are going to do with Wisp. I know that previously in the old iteration of Alliance that they like to run PA with Wisp a lot.
Yes.
As well as
Magnus for 8 Mother. That would be a good one.
I know they used to like doing Tree plus Wisp, like dual support combination, where like they aggro tri-lane and then the Tree just goes ham. I think that could also be a possibility. But we'll just have to see.
We'll see indeed. I think I also said Navi US at some point.
Second
That's just
pick
a bad
Slark.
habit. Second pick Slark kind of gives away a bit of their strategy early on in this draft. It's a snowball hero who Havost has played plenty of time, but you're now allowing Alliance to easily counter back a Slark pick.
Yeah. It's just weird to see it second picked. Unless they've been scrimming and Alliance have started to ban the Slark out from Navi, like in the second phase, then I can sort of understand why they pick it second. Otherwise, kind of an odd pick, unless they feel like showing the Slark is okay now and that they don't want to show their other picks. So we'll just have to see what they're doing with that. I think Centaur is actually a great hero against Slark. I think any hero that has an AoE stun is really good because you can hit them during Shadow Dance.
I mean, it's hard to say. Centaur Warner seems to be good against everyone. He's the horse god, for God's sakes. I mean, this is just like one of the top
He makes
picks. And
everyone run
all
fast.
regions consider Centaur pretty much a first pick, first ban kind of a material if
Yeah.
you want to get a hold of him. Maybe you might have another niche strategy you want to run that he might not fit into, and you want to put another offlaner in, maybe like a Faceless Void or something like that. But Centaur's right there. Maybe other potential offlaners that could have been picked up to counterback something like a Slark. A Legion Commander seems to do pretty nice against the Slark grab to kind of lock him in his place. And, well, we'll have to see what progresses. Look at this. Navi have done their studies. They noticed yesterday about that Bristleback, and they actually get rid of him here. They did have the Wisp with Bristle in that game. It was
An
Ake
alliance
who
ban
played
the
him.
tree.
And,
So it doesn't look like they're going to go with that tree wisp combination.
yeah, certainly not. And they actually banned out the Legion
And
Commander as well.
no wisp heroes have been banned. Surprisingly enough, no tiny bans, no PA bans.
I haven't seen a whole lot of the Tony Wisp from Alliance. PA seems to be the one that would
Yeah.
stand out to me more, but
I'm just
we'll have to
surprised that
see.
they don't ban any of them.
I mean, I'm still going to throw out the idea of the 8 Mother Magnus, the power that the Empower with along with PA plus the Wisp. Seems like the PA is going to be able to pretty much have a free for all later in the
Yeah.
game. It just seems so delicious. It'd be hard for Alliance to really pass up, but it
Yeah,
could
I
be
can
anyone's
definitely see
game.
the mag.
But they do see, though, the Slark, and they could be like, well, we have a game plan kind of set in mind, but now we see the Slark. Maybe we can get a prized counter pickup here and try to make it work to our benefit. So they seem to be milking the clock a little bit right now as far as where they want to take it from here. They do love typically when they get the Wisp that they follow it up with an additional kind of support that won't be too aggressive early, but maybe add a little more sustain. I know Vanscore's one to really love. I'm thinking of the other side, but I don't know, man. Death Prophet, yeah. Well, she made it through, so
second
no
phase Death
surprise.
Prophet.
Whatever.
It's so interesting how Dota sort of evolved into a state now because so many heroes are valuable that you get these bans that wouldn't happen against other teams. So like a Treant Legion Commander second phase ban, I would say against 95% of teams, you'd be like, why are they banning these heroes?
Yeah.
But they want to ban FNG's Treant Protector.
Yes.
And it's so hard to really predict bans now because you don't know what's been happening in scrims. And I think that predicates a lot of what happens in these matches as far as how the pick and ban phase goes.
Yeah. And how much really each team reveals in those scrims. You could,
Yeah.
From our point of view, we could see a completely out of left field pickup or ban, and it could make no sense to anyone watching, but there could have been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes in these scrims that kind of put out a wealth of different information, and it's really for us to kind of just sit here and theory craft what the hell's actually happening. But they're really milking the clock for this one. This is a serious matchup, as I said, for both teams. They need these wins.
A Bane.
A Bane grab. Single target lockdown, great defensive and offensive capabilities, can offer some good harassment. Hell, they could even throw him in a duel situation towards the mid lane, and Feeble works fantastic early on for a bit of harassment, but obviously the Fiend's Grip lockdown is also very nice. Plus the sleep, and if you see the Wisp come in, you can get rid of him. Another support that other teams consider when seeing the Wisp, Disruptor could have been something of value maybe.
I'm not really
against the Wisp,
feeling
but-
this Bane pick
Okay, well,
for
please.
a couple reasons.
All right.
I feel like, how are they going to get a Fiend's Grip off on anyone? You can just relocate out. Sort of like how you do against Batrider.
Yes.
The second Bane cast Fiend's Grip, you just cast relocate wherever you want, and then buy grip. Like, I'm not sure, and then I don't really see the synergy with Skywrath Mage. Usually you see Bane when it's picked, it'll have some sort of synergy with the other support, but I don't really see that with Skywrath. And then Alliance are going to go ahead and pick up the Chaos Knight. Their classic, what was it? TI3, right?
This is what won them TI3.
Yeah.
Oh, CK Wisp. How sweet it is to just get
And
this.
CK's been buffed since then.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, he's been buffed and nerfed, right? So they buffed his ultimate twice now.
Yep.
They've made it so that he has a 50% chance to make another summon or a phantasm.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also nerfed his stun quite a lot. It's no longer instant. It has a inverse sort of how the stun duration and damage works. So the longer you stun, the less damage you do. the less you stun, the more damage you do. So this hero is kind of interesting. I can't. I don't think it's very good. I think he just suffers from the exact same problems that he used to suffer with,
Yeah.
and his stun is disjointable now, and it can do no damage. I think it was good before because at least if your first couple of stuns were really strong, like they had high damage value and high stun count, then you could just kill people for free almost because of how much damage and how long it's stunned for. But now that it's an inverse, I don't know. I'm just not sold quite on this hero. But if there's a team that can prove me wrong, it's probably Alliance when Lodo's playing this hero because I think he has one of the best CKs. So
It's true. It's very much true. But man, oh man, it's just so nice. It's like a breath of fresh air to see someone like a CK
yep.
make an appearance, and just how ironic it is that it's the Alliance versus Navi matchup that they want to bring this flavor back, and
Yeah.
this hopefully they're not getting like bad flashbacks right now on the side of Navi of how it ended up turning out for them, but. Obviously, the support staff behind the two are very much different, and Navi are rolling with something very much different themselves. We're
Yeah.
not going to see S4's precious Puck in the mid lane like we had in that time. But for Navi now, they fire back. They get a hold of their own offlaner, a big team fighter, and heavy-handed Ravage dealer with the Watermelon Man. Tidehunter going to be grabbed here for them, as some of their other prized offlaners have already been taken away. Batrider obviously already being gone. Bristleback was also niched out. So Tidehunter is kind of one of the next to fall in line. And, can't really hate on him too much. I mean, he can
Yep.
find reliable farm. Anchor Smash works
I think Tide's a
fantastically.
great pick here.
But, yeah, man. I mean, it makes things very much tricky for any sort of wisp movement to go on in there. And, yeah, it follows up nicely.
Yep. They had a lot of single target damage before, and now they complement it. With the Anchor Smash, very good against CK. If you can just blink and Anchor Smash all the illusions, they all lose 60% of their damage. And then, of course, you have the Ravage and the Anchor Smash damage to sort of clear them out early game. And it's hard for CK can't really kill Tidehunter with Kraken Shell, so I like the pickup of Tidehunter
Ooh,
in a
okay.
Lina pick.
This gets more spicy as we go. Lena's going to be grabbed now, and this is going to be... Oh, how is this? This
I
is
like
a
this pick.
support. Just a support Lena.
Yep.
We saw earlier today, when Rhea Wars was with me, a mid lane Lena, actually, and it worked out pretty nicely for them.
What team?
She got tweaked up quite a bit. She benefits now from I believe, a better cast point for her Light Strike Array.
Yeah.
And she had also recently received her Agnum Scepter buff with Laguna Blade, piercing right through any sort of BKB.
And stun duration on Light Strike Array as well.
Yep. Now 1.6, 1.82, and 2.2 at level 4. So,
Yep.
yeah, she's got a great lockdown ability if it can happen. And your final grab right there is going to be your Templar Assassin in the hands of Dendi, one of his old go-tos as far as mid-lane snowball potential. Lately, it's been all about your Death Prophets and, Dragon Knights, and not so much the flashier heroes of your Queen of Pains, your Pucks, and anyone who can really be flashy and have a big snowball factor. But we get to see the Templar Assassin here. So it's going to be a Templar potentially taking on the Death Prophet in the hands of Ape Mother here. But I don't know, man. What do you think? Templar Assassins, before we get underway? How do you think it fits in with Navi?
I think TA is kind of weak as a hero this patch, but I kind of like it this game. They really needed a mid hero that can carry and output a lot of damage. And I think TA
10
during
seconds
Ravage
remaining.
is a good way to clear out the CK illusions because they will most likely be in a
5
line
seconds
or some sort of
remaining.
concave where he can hit multiple phantasms at the same time. And I think the TA versus DP matchup is definitely TA favored, so I like the hero this game.
All right, I'm excited for this one
Prepare
as we
for
do get the
battle.
game underway. This is going to be game number 5 of 6 today. And it's no better than the El Clasico matchup of Alliance versus Navi, the TI3 rematch, if you will. I'll lead things off on the side of Alliance, who are on your Radiant side. It's going to be Ape Mother playing your mid lane Death Prophet. Along the bottom, we have a 4-man movement coming out. It's Misery on Lina leading the front. You got Admiral Buldong. He's going to be playing your Centaur War Runner. We got Loda playing his precious Chaos Knight. Man, he's got a fierced out set right now. He looks as badass as ever. And Ake is going to be joining his side on the Wisp.
All right, and then for Navi, we've got Havas playing the safe lane Slark, FNG on the Skywrath Mage, Dendi playing the solo mid Templar Assassin, Funnick on the off-lane,
30
Tidehunter,
seconds to
and
battle.
Vanscore playing the support Bane.
This Bane is for now dancing around the bottom lane. We'll see if they do commit to this 2-1-2 kind of a laning setup. Neither team looking to get too aggressive too early. They have definitely some scout positions here to check out that bottom rune. Funnick has taken the high ground here, but he will be heavily contested if he even wants to consider going towards that rune spot. And I can't help but just give props to Valve with this new rune system. It really creates a lot of action here from top to bottom of these rivers.
Battle
Bottles are more
begins.
valuable, and it's just something to always look out for, as teams are always contesting him now. And it is going to be a regen on the bottom. Can't really do a whole lot with that. And the bounty is going to be at the top. Pavos quickly grabs that up for himself. So he benefits from just that small extra niche of XP and gold. Certainly can't hate on that too much. And we're going to get back and underway here. So support Lina and the support Wisp and Chaos Knight. They're going to try to create space for Loa to really open up on that farm. And on the other side, it's not going to be a whole lot to contest it. You're Tidehunter and Bane. And Bane for now starts with 1 level of sleep. I mean, do you consider if he hangs out down here going for something like Enfeeble to try to make the last hits a little more tricky?
Probably not. I think he's just going to try to save Tidehunter so that they can't go on him. Because I think if Bane's not in this bot lane, they can easily kill Tide. But when Bane's here, it gets a bit more tricky, you know, with the sleep.
Yeah.
You have to sort of cancel your animations a bunch of times to get him to sleep and then use your spells.
And that Misery Lina, he's really taking advantage of that long-range auto attack that she was granted recently, and she can really.
What is it now?
I don't know,
625?
it's like 45,000 or something like that. She hits people in other games. It's just that long. It's ridiculous. But she's lingering about, and Funnick's already coming over contesting it, but it's like, oh, gets the Light Strike array, locks Funnick in his place, and now they have extra move speed, and he can keep right-clicking and walking. Misery's trying to cut him off in the front, but he's not going to get the opportunity. Throws out the Anchor Smash. Secondary stun does catch. Aka gets put to sleep, but that's a lot of damage on Funnick early. He's going to have to start using that salve right away. So that's a bit of regen that's already going to be taken away from him on this bottom lane, as he does eat heavy harassment down there. Touching base on mid. Dendy's 7 and 9, now 8 and 9. Going toe-to-toe with 8 Mothers. Death Prophet 1? Whoa. That's a rough start for your Death Prophet. The first, now third creep wave comes in. Then he's putting on a clinic in this mid lane.
This lane doesn't get any easier.
Oh man, this is like this is the specialty, man. Then he knows what to do in this lane. 8 Mother is not liking this start right now, and he quickly goes towards the northward. Invis Rune is waiting for him.
I don't think I've ever seen that in 4 creep waves. He's 12 and 10 to, well now, Death Prophet's gonna get a couple CS, so he's at 5 and 1 now.
But man, that is a crippling start right now, and not what you want to give over to Dendy. And he's also getting denies, 10 denies, and mind you, they made denies that much better and that much more devastating when you're on the back end of them. So 8 Mother is pretty far behind. 3.5, 3.5 as far as levels go. Dendy's already into level 4 now, and they might need assistance. You have Vanscore already lingering nearby. 8 Mother might be in a bit of trouble. If he finds a moment to really unload on him, could be taken down and get first blood. Meanwhile, you can see bottom lane, Funnick is trying to creep towards the bottom part of the river, and Misery's, gotcha, long range, haha, really making him work for it.
Just got spotted, and he just kept standing there. That was pretty interesting. Like, 8
Look at
Mother
the
just
range.
walked by him.
Boom. Funnick is just like, damn this Lina. She is creeping in and making my life a living hell. That fiery auto attack coming in. They do have this aggressive ward put out here on the bottom lane in the benefit for Navi, so they can see if they're having a lot of movement on the side, so he's not going to get caught out too easily. Top lane we haven't talked about a whole lot. It's Bulldog on his Centaur. He has yet to get a CS, so he's also not having the best time. So Navi is taking advantage in 2 different lanes while he's still trying to get a CS for himself. Pavost is second top next to Dendy, actually right neck and neck with Dendy. 21, now 22 and 8. FNG's doing a great job right there, trying to zone back that Centaur from getting anything done, but he's having a pretty slow-paced start on the Centaur War Runner.
Centaur definitely has a rough time against Skywrath.
Yeah.
Just spamming out those constant arcane wolves.
Should be a matchup that they should be pretty familiar with, as Centaur's pretty much always top pick. Also, the Skywrath Mage, so pretty much arch nemesis in this kind of a lane. Same with like the Brewmaster is always commonly going against or with the Skywrath Mage. But FNG's doing a bit of a lingering for now, scouting things out. Your rune is going to be picked up. It's grabbed on the bottom right there. Actually, I didn't see what it was. It looks like it was a, yep, Invis, but it's bottled up from Dendi, or an illusion rather, that's bottled up, and the bounty was picked up top lane from Misery.
Radiant's
Dendi
middle
returns back to the
tower
mid lane
is
where he's
under
been
attack.
dominating, 27 and 17 to Death Prophet's 11 and 2. For the more profitable CS on Alliance, Loda is at 26 and 10. So not too shabby, but that's only one lane to their benefit out of the 3.
Yeah, it looks like Misery is rotated into the top lane. I'm not sure what they necessarily plan to accomplish. If maybe they're just going to give him levels in the top lane, and then Bulldog's going to rotate to the jungle.
Well, they see it's Alina now. They get the long concussive shot. Man, that pounce was all the way from downtown. And hey, Misery, welcome to the top lane. My name's Havos, and I'm going to greet you with the first blood as he does quickly grab it. And Misery might have regretted her decision moving to the top. But man, that pounce was like max range that caught on her.
It's definitely a great pounce by Havas. And yeah, I mean, I think their plan here is to they wanted to get Centaur some experience in the jungle as he's skilled up his return. But, I mean, Lina can't really go top. It's not I mean, there's no escape mechanism for that hero.
Bulldog is getting his first CS right now with a little bit of help from Misery in the jungle, just taking on the ogres. Ugly as ever, but they're going to have to prove to be something for Bulldog for now, and this is just more sweet time for Havos to just go.
And Bulldog's really
Top
struggling.
lane. He is struggling real hard, and Havos is just taking advantage of it. He gets great CS, and also benefits from that kill, that first
It's
blood.
going to be a 4 versus 2.
Oof, Bulldog, it doesn't get any easier. Gets briefly saved. Aki jumps in to save him. But now, Funnick gets pulled right back, and it's Loda who unloads on him. But Ake does get the last hit on that one. Dancecore, narrowly dodges the Light Strike Array and will retreat on out. So, looks like Alliance do get themselves on the board in the back end of that one. Ake does pick up the kill with the benefit of Loda being right there. They take down the offlaner. I mean, Funnick's also not having the easiest time, but at least he has 13 CS.
And the Ancients have been stacked once. A bit surprised that Vanscore isn't prioritizing stacking the Ancients. Let's see, are there any stacks in the jungle? Nope, no jungle stacks. So, no stacks for Funnick. Only one Ancient stack. Maybe they'll start stacking the Ancients for him. I think they need to. I think it's very easy for him to get ahead of the Centaur in this game.
I'm still very nervous for mid lane as well. 8 Mother is at 16 and 2, while Dendy's at 45 and 29.
29 denies.
29.
Wow.
Can we just say that again? 29 denies right now for Dendy.
I mean,
really
Dendy's just putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. And even Bulldog's here and like, what the hell's happening in this mid lane? What am I looking at here? I'm looking at a level 7 TA who is reaping in huge benefits with power treads as well, while our Death Prophet's at level 6, barely level 6. This is not what we want. Now they're just forced to kind of make work in the jungle with some stacks and Crypt Swarms to get some sort of reliable gold somewhere, because the lanes are not looking that good. Bottom lane's the best shot they have, and it's not anywhere to match what's happening in the other two.
Yeah, and honestly, Funnick dying in the bot, like jungle side, was not that bad for Navi. Alliance has completely sacked this offlane. I mean, Havas is just sitting here, farming all these
PvE
creeps.
all day.
I mean, Dendi completely destroyed mid. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He just outplayed and outclassed 8 Mother this game.
TA versus a Death Prophet is...
I mean, it's not a fun matchup for Death Prophet by any means. I think Death Prophet can win in the first few levels, as most ranged heroes can against TA. But then after that, it gets really rough. And once this hero just starts getting 2, 3, 4 points in refraction along with the traps, it's even hard to just lane against the hero.
Navi just know they're sitting pretty right now. They'll just take advantage of the farm they want in these lanes. They're not looking to press the action. They're leaving the ball in Alliance's court to try to get something going for themselves. The Alliance are also not looking to go for any sort of kills. They're just going for farm in the jungle. They're trying to help 8 Mother somewhere, while Bulldog is going to be in the mid lane. He's not going to find CS here either, but he's just going to try to soak in some solo XP for now. He's only level 4. He does have his Tranquils, but near 500 gold. It's going to be quite a ways before he gets a hold of that precious Blink Dagger, and a little ways as well from even just getting his level 6 and them benefiting from that Stampede. The one benefiting still is Loda. Loda's got his power treads. He's got his bracer. He's looking to build what looks like into an early Sane. He's got a Belt of Strength on hand here. Maybe a set of drums, though, also to complement that bracer, but...
Well, that is kind of weird. Maybe he's going SNY?
I don't know.
Interesting.
That's going to be interesting to see. I mean, he does have the extra meat on his bones, so that when the day comes that Dendy's like unleashes his fury outside of this mid lane, he'll only be able to stand up to it. But bottom lane, we're going to see a bit of a tift as Vanscore gets caught in the back end of a rift, and they just go ahead and open up on that Bane and make him look like nothing. And now they pull out the first ultimate of the game, one extra illusion right there, and they're going to start right-clicking down this tower. Not enough to really have Dendy or Havost venture away from their lane yet. They're still just having the time of their life farming up. Havost is at 2.3k now, and Alliance are just desperate to try to get a tower and maybe bring in some extra income for the rest of their team.
We're probably not going to see any action from Havost until he goes ahead and picks up that Blink Dagger, which he just purchased. And Dendy goes ahead and picks up his drums.
Side by side, simultaneous TPs to pop on in. The Sleep is going to hold Loda in his place, and this would be a huge grab for them, and they're going to get it. They already have the Ancient Seal out. Right clicks to come on in, and it's Dendy who picks up the last hit on Loda. And all the meanwhile, Havost had moved on well in the head and got a hold of that pesky Wisp Ball. Ake quickly falls down, and Navi pull ahead now, 3-2.
Yep. Havost picks up the Blink Dagger and instantly TP's bottom to defend the tier 1 and they picked up 2 kills on the CK and the Wisp. Definitely 2 of the heroes you want to be killing in the early game.
One of the best starts you could ask for if you're a Navi fan, that's for sure.
And if we look at the gold graph, it's already a 3,000 gold lead in about 3,500 experience.
8mother ran face to face into Dendy, who is going to dish out some right clicks for now. Trying to use that drum for mobility. Man, brings him down to nearly a third life, but as I get caught off with that, it's a Skywrath Mage who ends up getting a sweet kill on Bulldog in the top lane. So the offlaner still continues to struggle on the side of Alliance. It just does not stop. And now it looks like Loda and Ake are going to make their appearance here at the top and just keep trying to find some side farm elsewhere, because right now it's all Loda as far as the true potential. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Asleep is going to catch here on Misery, but they're not looking to pursue as Bulldog comes in. He still does not have level 6, so he can't even get the Stampede off to try to help or initiate. And they just quickly pull back on the side of Navi.
Yeah, Bulldog's having a really hard time this game. He only has 700 gold. We're approaching 12 minutes now, and he's still not level 6. This is almost like what you would see on a support.
Dire's bottom
He's supposed to be a
has
core.
fallen.
Yeah, this is very rough. And to put in comparison, Funnick, who's benefiting a lot more. He's got Arcane Boots. He's 7, near level 8, and
I mean, he did benefit from the Ancient Stacks. So.
it's true. It's true. He had something to fall back on while, Alliance, their jungle pretty much had to go into the hands of 8mother on this Death Prophet, who is, still also trying to get back to herself. She's got her phase boots, but nowhere really near getting a hold of a Yules if they want. And, oh man, Havost grabs up an Invis Rune. This is pretty much a sweet kill if they want it. Bulldog might be the one they target here, as he's just desperately trying to crumble away from these creeps. And if they get any sort of opportunity to open up on him, I don't think they're going to hesitate.
And I think if you're Alliance at this point, you sort of have to play for that late game. You have to hope that you can get this Death Prophet and CK with the items into the late game. But that's not going to be an easy task against a Blink Dagger Slark and such a farm TA.
Yeah, when your Skywrath Mage is the same level as your Centaur, it's not looking too
Radiant's
good.
middle tower is under attack.
So for Dendy, who
Finally gets the Stampede.
he's got Stampede. Let's see if they can put it to use, though. Loda is going to indeed build up the Sage first. Whether it goes into a Sage and Yasha, which I would wager that'll be the one, or the Halberd, we'll soon find out. But he's still a ways off. He's at 75 and 29, but you put that towards
Radiant's
Dendy,
middle
who's
tower
84
is
and
under
46 denies still on Templar.
46?
And yeah, he just keeps building up the Dendy into denies more and more. It's
Let's
deny
go for that
Dendy
record.
all day right now. As Havost is going to still be at the top of the net worth, but him and Dendy side by side.
And Funnick's clearing out a big stack in the jungle. He's not too far off his Blink Dagger.
And oh man, this is going to get scary, but Alliance need to do something. So they congregate towards this mid lane, they press on in, and they want a tower. They pull out the 8mother Exorcism, and they start to right click it down. That on top of the
Dire's
Phantasm.
structures are
Phantasm, right?
fortified.
Yeah, Phantasm.
Dire's
I haven't
middle
seen
tower
CK in
is
so
under
long.
attack.
He hasn't gotten an extra illusion on either of
And
his
his
first two
RNG is also
Phantasms.
terrible. That certainly doesn't help.
Hidden ones. Radiant's bottom tower.
That illusion's
It would be
almost dead.
helpful to have 2 illusions
Dire's
here
top
instead of
tower
1.
is under attack.
And they're going to look for a defense. Funnick has Ravage ready to go. He might just walk in there and get it off if they want. Gush slows him down, but Stampede's going to pull out defensively to allow them to make their escape. And defensive Stampede at this point is
Radiant's bottom tower
just kind of goes
is
to
under
show that
attack.
it's proving to be a bit troublesome right now. And
Yeah.
well, Navi creep away after a successful defense, grab up a bounty rune, and hey, let's go ahead and do Roche. We have such a clear advantage that, well, even if they wanted to come make a team fight happen, we have the benefit of our Funnic Ravage nearby, ready to go, and I don't think there's going to be anyone who can contest us, so they're going to just assert their dominance and hold on to it.
Yeah, there's definitely no way that they can contest Roche right now. And you see how easily they can defend these pushes right now. Alliance are so scared. Navi have so many tools at their disposal right now. They have the Ravage, the Blink on Slark, and he's picked up an ultimate orb. This Slark is becoming scary really fast. I mean, he's on pace right now for about an 18-minute Scotty
With the Blink Dagger. Ooh,
with the Blink.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
oh,
just going to be devastating.
Dire's top tower is under
yeah.
attack.
So you have two hugely, grossly
Roshan
farmed
has fallen to
cores
the
already
mortality.
on Navi, who Dendi now benefits from the Aegis. Already has a reliable
Dire's
Yasha, nearly
bottom
800
tower
gold.
is under attack.
And also their Funnic about to get oh, he got his Blink Dagger. Oh boy, oh boy. So 3 pinnacly farmed players, and now they're gonna get hold of 8 Mother.
Dire's top tower
Silence,
is under
concussive
attack.
shot. Here comes Savos, doesn't catch with the pounce, but might not even need it as he tries to right click at home. That magic wand is not gonna do a whole lot to save Death Prophet as she does fall, and
Dire's top
Navi
tower
push
is
ahead.
under
It's only
attack.
5-2, but it's much, much worse than that.
Map control is just slipping away from Alliance right now. They're about to lose complete control of their
Radiant's
jungle
middle
after this
tower
tier
is
1
under
on the bot
attack.
lane falls.
Man, oh man.
And where are they gonna farm? I mean, we haven't seen Death Prophet farm a lane in about like 8 minutes.
No,
He's
she's
just been
been-
farming this
Dire's
jungle,
top
but
scary to
tower
go
is
out
under
there.
attack.
Navi is just starting to ward the jungle, and once these tier 1s fall mid and bottom, they're gonna have a lot of trouble. And Navi have this massive lead without taking a single tower.
Oh, you're right. Holy
And
moly.
how
There is a
is
lot
the-
of gold on the field to
Yeah.
still grab up from
And how
both
does
teams.
Alliance defend these towers?
Actually, Alliance did get 1 tower, but yeah, man, oh man, they're just like, we're just gonna just keep building on up. We don't need to even move together yet. No one's threatened.
I mean,
Radiant's
it's at a
bottom tower is
10,000
under attack.
experience, dude. That's something you don't see very often.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, Havos stands his ground in the mid lane as we might see another push. This is the second go now on this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Had the benefit of a Treant Protector,
Radiant's bottom
this
tower
tower would be
is
back
under
full, but oh,
attack.
pouncing right on in is
Radiant
Havos.
structures
Taking it
are
right to Death
fortified.
Prophet. No respect for her as they just immediately blow her up. Jump in, Ravage. Catches 3. Dendi unleashing a fury of right clicks. Takes down Bulldog. The Centaur War Runner will
mystery
fall.
is how
And
you
Navi push
lasted
ahead
so
7-2. Make easy work of Alliance in the mid lane. And well,
Radiant's middle
Wisp,
tower is under
who
attack.
apparently relocated to save the
Dire's
life of
middle
a fallen
tower
comrade,
is
goes
under
down, but it
attack.
doesn't stop there. Havos is still in hot pursuit. Lena's also going to go down. They're just cleaning house. This is a slaughter.
And you know, I really liked Alliance's draft in theory. You have the
Radiant's
CK
middle
make
tower has
Phantasm
fallen.
Illusions, and you have the Death Prophet pop Exorcism, and you just 5-mana tower. Unfortunately,
Oh, and
you know,
a stack.
the laning phase just didn't go their way. They weren't able to get the farm that they needed on DP. DP's not tanky at all at this point. No Yule Scepter, no HP items, no armor items. And
Nice
I mean, they're just
triple
really
stack,
struggling
buddies.
right now.
They quickly clear that out. Man, oh man. I don't know. Alliance.
And Loda just went for a Midas. He knows that this game has to go to 40 to 50 minutes for them to have a chance to win at this point. They need the Death Prophet level 16 with like a heart and a Shiva's, and the Chaos Knight with, you know, a heart of his
Oh,
own.
poor thing get his bull donged. As he just it's obliterated bottom lane, just like it was nothing. Rose goes in and quickly cleans up, and he's got his second ultimate orb. About to have a Scotty
Thanks for that.
on
Yeah.
Slark. Man,
The problem with going so late against Navi right now is they're gonna be so ahead even if they get to this 40-minute stage. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're 20,000 gold ahead by 30 to 40 minutes at
Yeah.
the rate that they're going. I mean, they're about to probably just take all the outer towers.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for them to trade any to Alliance. I mean, they can defend these towers so easily.
absolutely.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
This
attack.
is just them going uncontested. Like,
Radiant
absolute
structures
fury.
are
We're
fortified.
going to try to slow them down with the glyph, but not going to stop them from getting what they want. Which they've pretty much got this whole game. Anything they set out for, they
Radiant's
do it.
bottom tower
Assert their
has
dominance in the
fallen.
lane.
Dire's
Bottom
top
the only
tower
lane where
is
really
under
Navi
attack.
have a bit of trouble, but not really enough to prevent them from still allowing Funnick to get reliable farm elsewhere and gets a reasonably timed Blink Dagger and his Ravage and levels. And well, for mid lane, it's Alliance looking for a game changer. Half of them are still smoked up, looking for someone, but there's no one out there. Vanscore's nearby, but they're just going to continue to pressure out this bottom lane a bit. Denny's doing work top.
He's almost got a Desolator.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, he's
tower
going right
is
for big
under
damage. I
attack.
saw that before. He's not going to bother with any sort of BKB. He just wants to unleash a true fury. And moving on in, they find Funnick. They pull him back. He's got Ravage, and he wants to pull it out. And he will. He catches out a couple of them. And FNG just cleans out the rest of Loda. Oh, boy. Aki's going to fall as well. Well, F4L, this could be a quick game. This is supposed to be the El Clasico, and it looks like Navi are not getting post-dramatic TI3 troubles against this CK Wisp, as they are just out for blood right now. And even, oh, hi, how's it going? Oh, quick blink reaction, though, from Bulldog allows him to just jump right over Havos and get away, but they're just bullying the whole map and even farming on the enemy territory.
Dire's top tower
And when I
is
saw this
under
draft,
attack.
I actually thought that Alliance were going to aggressive tri-lane with the CK Wisp and Luna. And then, I don't know, I just feel like they put themselves in a position where if their lanes start losing, they really struggle to find a footing. And I feel like if they had an aggressive tri-lane top, they could have won that lane fairly convincingly. I mean, you put all of these heroes in danger in the top lane if you aggressive tri-lane with the CK Wisp and Luna.
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Man, oh man, your Yule's now going to be complete on your Death Prophet 8 Mother. And
And
top
Havas
lane,
has a Scotty.
Radiant structures
got
are
it.
fortified.
and now a tier 1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Going to be under pressure here, and Alliance are just nowhere near to defend. They just,
Yeah.
what are we going to do
And
about
they
this?
even-
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They don't have any damage to kill Havas right now.
Man, oh man.
He can just do whatever he wants.
Try to burst with something. Even if they focus fire him completely down,
1700
it's
life.
not going to stop the rest of Navi from preventing to get you what they want. A lingering Skywrath Mage with a Silence and
Radiant
Mystic Flare ready to
structures
go.
are fortified.
Now Advanced Core, who has a Fiend's
Radiant's
Grip
top
to just
tower
lock
is
someone
under
down.
attack.
You know, Funnick is constantly lingering him by. He doesn't have Ravage yet, but about 35 seconds he will. And they just take 1 tower, they take 2 tower.
Radiant's top
This
tower
graph
has
is
fallen.
going down quicker than Aero Gaming's career, that's for sure.
Wow.
What?
Shots fired.
Whatever. UT2.
I'm sure
Not
they
for
deserve
everyone.
this.
Top lane. Woo! Swift Escape is going to allow Loda to get
Oh.
out from any sort of trouble, but I don't think
Dendy's dead.
Aki's going to get the same. Meanwhile, in the
Radiant's
Secret
top
Shop, you're going to
tower
see
is under attack.
Dendy get caught out from 3,
Oh my.
and they don't really have proper detection, so he just
Alliance
kind
are
of
just
sits.
falling apart. They have no detection.
Oh, but they get a stun off, but they can't do anything. Meanwhile, Havos cleans
Radiant's
out
top
Ake as he
tower
makes his
is under
return.
attack.
Whoa!
Denied.
You get blasted down right there, which is a nice grab for Alliance, but
You don't see them making mistakes like this often. I mean, they didn't have any detection, and they tried to kill a TA. I mean, Ake and Misery are no slouches at support. A rough game for Alliance.
very
You know, your mentality gets affected when you have games like this, so...
and slowly being, oh man, even a Ravage just try to move on in. Loda's very low. He can't even, he hasn't even second guess commitment right here. Misery gets healed up from Ake. They get the Laguna out, and well, they do take down Funnick, but that was just Funnick versus like 3 or 4. Actually, probably 5. Funnick versus the world.
Navi are going a bit ham with Dendy and Funnick right there.
Yeah, they're just feeling very confident. I mean, not really surprised. They should feel pretty confident right now.
I mean, to be
but-
honest, this is about as unthrowable as it gets, I would say. I mean, it's so hard for Alliance to kill any of their heroes. If they just walk as 5 for the rest of the game, I'm not seeing a way for Alliance to come back. They don't really have the greatest split push this game. As BKB's just finished on CK.
Alright, well, here we go. It's going to be Loda and Ake
Oh,
trying to
my.
get hold of Advanced Core, but they quickly turn back Fiend's Grip and Mystic Flare just because quick work of him, and it looked like Havos maybe tickled Ake, and Ake got blown the hell up. So, hey, another Roche is up, so why don't we just go ahead and move on here and battle with him and grab another Sweet Aegis, and maybe we'll consider putting a lid on this game. A persistent Alliance squad, though, which, mind you,
Really,
they needed this win.
yeah.
Oh boy, Havos gonna quickly just manhandle. Oh, nice Laguna Blade you got there, lady. I'm gonna
just
press
keep
on in.
fighting.
I'm gonna 8 Mother.
Roshan has fallen
Come
to the
here.
dark.
Yeah,
Keep
okay,
dealing.
fine. I'll let you go. Whatever.
lucky find.
A really good play by, who was that, Vanscore. He got TP'd on some players in that situation would panic. He's like, nope, you know what, you guys can't even kill me. I'm just gonna sleep myself, and I'm invulnerable for a second, you can't stun me, and then I'm gonna unsleep myself and then Fiend's Grip the CK, and what can he do? So great play by Vanscore there.
Yeah.
And then they just get the kill on the CK and Wisp, and then Havas TP's top, goes ham while his team's doing Roche, and is able to pick up another kill and force the DP to TP away.
Oof. All right, Loda gets a bit of RNG in his favor as he pulls out
Radiant's
3
bottom tower
illusions
is
for
under
this
attack.
level 2 ultimate. So
I mean, Navi can just walk away and wait for the illusions to expire.
nice horseman you got there. Uh-oh, nope, they're not gonna wait. They jump in, they kill Ake. Loda pops out his BKB and is gonna try to take it to Havos right now. He actually did pretty good damage, but Havos just pulls out his ultimate and will just hide. And now he's dishing out big damage. Pounce is gonna whiff, unfortunately. But Loda has put himself into a corner right there and gets immediately taken down. And Vanscore does pick up that kill. And yeah, if you're an Alliance fan, this is just hard to watch right now. I mean, Alliance
Radiant's
are
bottom tower
at
has
the
been
near
denied.
bottom, what, 14th or 15th place here in Summit 2, and this could easily be the one loss that really take them out of contention for making it into the playoffs, and that's it. That's all she wrote. They end up cleaning everyone out, and Alliance have had enough, and Navi just put on an absolute dominating game.
Radiant's bottom tower is Navi.
And that was, I'm sorry, but this was probably the most hyped game for today.
today.
That was the biggest stomp of the day.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to Dendi. I mean, what a performance in the mid lane.
Yeah.
I haven't seen someone do that well mid in quite a while. I mean, that was just crazy.
That was nice. That was like a Dendi of the old, if you will.
Yep.
The Templar Assassin. Just tremendous, not only CS, tremendous amount of denies. 8 Mother was just not liking what she was seeing. They forced to throw him in the jungle. Bulldog wasn't getting any CS in his lane either. Eventually just had to forfeit the lane. Havos is just like, no problem. I'll take 10, 15 minutes, whatever it takes to farm up. And then eventually when I get my items in a perfectly, quick blink, Scotty, we'll just kind of snowball and take control of the whole game, and they did. And Loda, in desperation, tried to find some farm elsewhere, built together a BKB even, but he was starting to get takedown from just even support duos and like a Funnick here and there, and it was clear they had no way of coming back into this one.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch, but
Yeah, they didn't really have the heroes amount to come back. They had to do well in their lanes, and just didn't happen for them this game.
rough stuff. But we'll go ahead. We got one more game for you today, folks, and to finish it all out, our 6th match, our 6th best of 1. It's going to be Power Rangers taking on Empire. Should be a good one. Power Rangers, man, look so good in their first 2 games today. They're already 2-0 today. Looking to make it 3-0. Empire as well, though, put on a clinic going against Fnatic. So this should be a very exciting matchup. So please, make sure you stick around. If you like what you heard, you can catch me over on my Twitter at Coddle Guy. This handsome, dapper, very stiff gentleman is Mr. F4L. Catch him over on his Twitter at F4L. So please stick around. We'll be back in just a moment.